I know. Quiet
so
down.
It
was only 3 minutes. I can't move in as much as you can.
I'm like straddling the leg here.
I got a different chair.
$1 for every time I said that.
I like a little straddle myself. You know what I mean, Ian?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Ben's had a long day.
I've had a crazy
Couple days.
long couple of days. Welcome to Ben Knows Nothing.
What episode is this? Do we know?
This is episode 46.
46.
46. So it has been a hell of a time. We just had the episode with Eddie Rivera on, which was literally lit me on fire again. This is the second time this guy does that. This time, Eddie, I don't give a shit. I'm still going to watch TV. But I did start a couple of books.
Does Eddie now watch TV?
Yeah, dude, he's freaking crazy. He's not crazy. It's always eye-opening. Like he always does something or says something. This time, I think it was more just that with his paintings taking off, and then also with being able to provide that program for kids with, just like delayed learning or sensory problems or any of that. It's huge, man. Like going to the barbershop must feel like a nightmare for most of those parents and most of those kids. So it's like to be able to have something where they're not freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be huge. So he'll be implementing that, which I think is just a better thing for the world, really. I mean, if you're really, if we're being honest.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Today's episode is brought to you by Graziella Coffee Company, the coffee company that reminds you, don't work too hard. Today, me and Ben are sipping on the Copan Honduras, which is a darker roast coffee, which is absolutely amazing. Bold and sweet with hints of butterscotch, molasses, and graham cracker. Graziella Coffee Company, the coffee company that reminds you, don't work too hard.
Don't work too hard.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. So
That's crazy.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And a lot of positivity, and like I said, he really pumped me up. He made a painting of Big Pun, and he sold it to Fat Joe.
I saw that.
And it's just crazy.
You know what's funny is I tune into Fat Joe's lives a lot, and when I tuned in, I saw the painting, and I was like, "Yo, that's Eddie's painting."
And you're like, "Oh shit!"
That is like, we're behind him. I was like, "Oh," but one part of it was I just knew it from because I've been staring at this painting.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I saw the similar styles.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, that's Eddie's," and then I went and looked, and I found on his Instagram that he had like the process of it being made, and then so that's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool when you see behind the scenes with like when something actually happens and like you're saying, like you're seeing a famous person and then something, it's like, oh shit, like right there. And I mean, it also like doing all this, like with the podcast and then being able to like talk with you. I think I've now learned not how easy it is to make yourself look good. I'm not like you have to be talented. You have to do that. I'm not saying to be famous, but how easy it is to make yourself look good or look like you know what you're doing. You know how easy that is. I didn't not saying that it's like you still have to have like some talent, obviously.
Yeah, you're saying that we have a lot of resources now where if you have a talent, you can showcase that.
It's so easy right now.
Yeah.
And
the conversation we were just having.
We just had that. Yeah. And people are reaching out, which is nice. We've had a lot of people request to be on the podcast. I guess I'll just clear this up now, as I'm feeling like I have to let me reach out to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's weird because you get people who are like, hey man, I should be on the podcast. And I'll be like,
oh, I should be.
Yeah. So, hey, I should be on the podcast. And I go, oh, cool. What do you want to do? Do you want to promote your business or you into something?
When we get on, we just shoot the shit, whatever, we have our talks. But when we have a guest, it's usually
it's like for a reason.
It's for a reason. Somebody that either we want to talk to or you want to talk to. I haven't been here for any of the guests.
Yeah,
but we've talked about, the guests we would have and why we would have them and so and so. So,
but it's funny that then all of a sudden it becomes like, and they're like, nah, I just want to talk. And I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I don't know you that well. Like if I knew you really well, then I could do that, and like we can, maybe generate. But it is just strange to have people do that. So, either myself, Ian, we'll be requesting people to be on the podcast. Or, Katie will be reaching out to you guys.
Give us some suggestions too.
That's true too.
Who you want to see us talk to?
Yeah, who do you want to see us talk to? Locally too. Let me throw this watch. I don't need you. So just like I said, write suggestions, write them down in the comments down below. That would be very helpful, or just send it to us if you guys are, friends with us or whatever we know. And we'll try to make it happen. So, yeah, it's been an extremely productive day. That's a nice.
Until you try to put it in a cup holder in the car.
Oh yeah, that thing is huge.
Massive.
That thing is huge, man. Yeah, it's a good point because I actually, dude, I carried around. It's funny that you said this. I actually carried around that rubber thing in the center. I took my cup out and I just kind of was walking and I didn't realize that I had the bottom of the cup holder stuck to my. I didn't even realize it. Yeah, just because it was too big to fit. That's never been said to me.
I'm not gonna give you a laugh on that one.
Never been. You know what, dude? But let's get a laugh on something. Okay, I have gone. How long? No, fuck off. I have gone. The balls on this dude. So I have gone. What's today? 12, 13? 13?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah. Okay. So I've gone 13 days, no drinking, and I'm just doing it as solidarity for Ian and a couple other folks. Listen to me. The balls on this kid. And then he comes in here. I'm sitting over there. This dude is taking monstrous hits while I'm asking him. And I wanted to go in the middle, and I waited. How's it going? Like how is it going?
Slow burn, baby. It's a slow burn.
But it has been less.
Oh, absolutely. No,
it has been
like insanely, bro. Like I was telling somebody the other day. I was like, yo, I had. No, hear me out. No, hear me. Listen. I know it sounds stupid. That's why I almost didn't want to say it. I almost didn't want to say it publicly.
Look how pumped up you're getting right now.
No, because I've noticed a lot of clarity in how I think with me not just taking all of my time in between, doing things to smoke weed.
Yeah. Okay. So you said before you were taking like if you're probably like what, half or like way less?
Oh my god, like a tenth, bro.
Really?
Like no bullshit. Like 2 hits before I go to bed.
God damn.
If I smoke while the sun is out, it's 2 hits and I'm done because now like my tolerance has gone down a little bit. So I'll still get blasted, but I just don't. I find myself being like, oh, you had things you had to do and you were so amped, and now you find I'm learning like, oh, maybe I don't need this. Like I'm finding like the. I'm finding myself looking for it way less. But then, like, at nighttime when it's time to go to bed and I'm, like, staring at the ceiling, I'm like, all right, I'm going to smoke a joint. Or, like, 2 hits of a joint and then keep that joint. There's been a joint in my ashtray for, like, a week.
I don't understand, man, how people can, like, dead ass, I do not get how people can just smoke a joint, a blunt, a bowl pack.
Oh, it's tolerance.
A blunt. No, but I mean, even back then, like, when I had some tolerance as a kid, I can't believe I'm saying I'm a kid, but whatever. Like when I was younger, like I still didn't do that. Like people do that, and I'm like, how do you function? I can't even see right now if I do that.
Like I said, I think it's a tolerance thing. And I remember saying this to somebody. I was like, yo, if smoking weed is way more fun when you have the tolerance. Then you can experience the social aspect of it. You can you try different things out. There's different, it kind of gets fun when you go to like a dispensary and you have different options and you're not like scared of something like putting you out for the night. You could smoke before, you could smoke after. It could either be a turn up or a wind down. It keeps you. So it's like the more that I smoked, the more fun it was as far as like being a stoner is fun. If you
yeah.
you know what I mean? There's so many people I've met just from being like, hey man, you smoke?
Yeah,
come chill.
Like
and the next thing you know, you're like best friends with this dude. And you're like, oh shit, we got a lot in common because we got really high and talked about some shit we saw on the internet.
It's true though, because it's not the same with alcohol, is it? It's like oh, I met somebody that drinks. Hey, do you want to drink? It's like, yeah, you want to be friends? It's like it's not the same as like smoking.
Drinking is the only thing too that I've seen. I mean, not only thing, but drinking compared to smoking. That's one of the things where I've seen people turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people go from completely fine to like all of a sudden now they want to fight you, and it's like, yo, what happened?
Yeah, alcohol's weird.
The
like
only
that.
thing I've ever seen from like super high is people being like, yo, I'm like too high, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I get that. Like, you know.
Or they're like, hey, the volume in the room's like really high.
Really
Can we
high.
bring
Yeah,
it down?
yeah.
Can we bring it down? Yeah. I think
I
it's.
feel like your mic is set up better. But carry on.
Yeah, I feel like.
That's why I maybe had it like that. So we'll go like this.
Look at this man.
There you go. But anyway.
Yeah, but any time that I've ever been around, you know, somebody who's been like like smoking weed with each other, it just becomes like this smile, giggly, same thing. Like you want to look at shit on the internet.
It's a friendly experience, man.
But anything else, maybe not so much. Dude, you know what I saw today too? I saw that Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, he got engaged to her.
They drank each other's blood.
And that's what I wanted
somebody
to
said that
talk
to me, but I thought they were
about.
joking.
I just want to talk about just I don't care. Like them specifically, I don't care. It's that type of like people think that that's like a power couple. Do you know what I mean? Like
well, there was also a study that came out that said that people that obsess over celebrities are like proven dumber than.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, to me. Here's why I don't get mad. Right?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying like you think like they're like what a thing to live up to, and you're like really okay.
Yeah. So it's
good luck
it's
with
a little
that.
weird. It's a little weird, but to me, there's so many people out there that are probably doing the same thing as them, and like.
Nobody.
It just doesn't bother me. So it's like oh well, I as long as I look at them and be like, well, it's just two other people doing something weird. All right.
Yeah.
See you later. Yeah. Doesn't involve me.
That's
you know, like,
that's always
if anything
remember,
ever happens to come out of that, my name won't ever.
Do you remember like Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie, and they would be like, we
fuck on the way
yeah they'd be like we had a vial of each other's blood or whatever, and do you remember they were like like I don't know shoot like eat his toenails or some shit. I don't even know. I'm making shit up on that one. I don't really know, but she's just like it was that involved of obsession with one another.
They were what was it, like the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, they just were really hot and bothered with one another. And he was kind of considered a bad boy.
Couple,
yeah, but now he's like he plays like bluegrass music and stuff now.
Good for him.
Yeah, my dad actually went to go see him and was like super stoked. He had an autograph of his stuff, and I was like, he's like Billy Bob Thornton. I'm like, you mean like the Billy Bob Thornton? And he goes, yes. And I go, he's like and he goes, he's like banjo, all that stuff.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
And I was like, oh, okay.
Dudes, though,
I'm like, are you serious? It was like Steve Martin. Steve Martin was a comedian.
Yeah,
and now he plays like music all the time. He's like super into music. And I mean, he always has been, but it's just what
Johnny Depp's got a band.
Bob Saget passed away. So here's the thing about what kind of pissed me off about people with Bob Saget. They were like, oh, Bob Saget was from Full House. Bob Saget, and they stuck on the Full House thing because that's obviously one of the main things that he knows from. Now, I know him from America's Funniest Home Videos, also Full House, and he was a comedian. I went to go see him.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
He was about to come to Connecticut,
dude. So funny. Yeah. He is extremely dirty comedian for real, like really dirty comedian,
really dark,
really dark. Because I think that he was playing that American dad role and wanted to be very clear that was a written role. It was how did he explain it? He explained it that it was like, I'm a nice guy. Like, I'm a good guy. I would give people those types of advice. But I'm also like I'm a dirty, dark individual, and I'm going to do it. So I remember going to the show.
And being like,
no, I knew.
Oh, you knew.
Because I knew. I listened to, it was at the time Pandora just like launched. And I liked one bit with Bob Saget in it, and then it would play all his stuff, right? And I was like, God damn, this guy's good. This guy's dirty. Yeah. So when I was sitting in the show, it was a smaller show, maybe like 60 people or so. Like, no, it was a little over maybe like 100 people in the room. And he came out and I'm like, oh, dude, the lady in front of me, I remember her. Oh my God. I remember it was, oh my God. Oh my goodness. And then she goes to her friend, ew, like this. She's saying it to her friend because he came out and started talking about his beans. Starts talking about his scrotes and his beans, Scrotes my goats. So I knew that would come in handy. So he started coming out and she was going, ew, oh my God, ew. And I knew that she wasn't ready. She thought he was going to be, oh my God, DJ and Tanner, I love you so much. We need to sit down and talk. Like, I don't know what you were expecting, lady, but it ain't, it isn't that. And dude, he lit it, and honestly, he lit that place on fire. It was actually a really, really good show.
Where was it?
I believe that was in. Was I in? I think I went to like Danbury or something. It was like at a mall or something. It was almost. It's like a Funny Bone. It was kind of like that. So he was It was a long time ago. This was like, it's got to be like 7 years ago. And he was still, like I said, kind of just coming out as being like, hey, this is my deal. This is what I do. And man, dude, just lit on fire.
He was in that Comedy Store documentary.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Dude, so funny.
And that's over there.
And it is a shame that, like I said, he passed away because, dude, I really thought he was funny. I think he had a really good acting career. I mean, he did 2 things. America's Funniest Home Video was freaking hilarious, dude.
Somebody said
so funny.
America's Funniest Home Videos was the first TikTok.
Oh God!
But we had to wait weekly for it just to get the funny videos.
Do you remember waiting, like when it's on, like sitting down and doing this?
It was like it was one of those things too, where after it went syndicated and it was just they played reruns a lot. It was like ridiculousness. You could just keep them on.
I'd watch it,
and they weren't never like too bad. They weren't never like too like man.
Do you remember the ones where they would like slip and fall in the pool and you're like, ooh, that's about as bad as it got.
That's as bad as it got.
Nowadays
it was like cats and shit.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like
jumping and doing silly stuff, kids making faces. And now you go on, what is it, Tosh.0 or Ridiculousness or Your Mom's House, and they play
will have you like, whoa.
You're like, geez,
dude, me and my cousin, we got one of the last Your Mom's House live with Rogan. We had to turn it off. We almost threw up.
It was that bad?
No, it was like I was in the other room like, yo, bro, turn it off. I'm done. Swear to God. No bullshit. We didn't even we paid.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, no, both of us. He was like, yeah, I'm done too, bro. He's like, I can't find the button to turn it off. He's like, so I had to run back in and turn it off. He was. Oh my God. It was bad, dude. It was like next level. Like there's no reason that anybody should have a camera in any of these situations.
I need to watch it now. I need to watch it.
I don't know.
Is there like a rerun?
Yeah, I think you can buy them all. You could.
I don't want to buy them, dude. I don't want to buy them all. Chill, man. I just want to sample. I want to see what your eyes saw that made you go into the other room.
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera afterwards too.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it off camera. But I'm saying I want to see if I can endure what your eyeballs saw.
All right, I'm gonna tell you the most mild one.
Tell me a mild one. Yeah.
This dude was trying to. What do you call it when you leg press? Mm-hmm. Trying to leg press a tractor, and his shins just went through his knees.
Oh no!
Like completely just.
That's mild.
That was mild.
Okay.
That was the lowest on the.
Did you watch? You turn away. Did you go?
I knew it was gonna happen, so I turned away. I don't do well with the injuries. I watched the McGregor Poirier fight the other day.
Yeah,
just
that's
to run it back.
Tough to
watch.
And
and knowing it was coming, I was just like. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, he just broke his leg.
Yeah, I can know his leg's done.
Everyone was like, look at him, he's a pussy. I was like,
no, he just broke his leg.
That shit is done.
Do you remember Chris Weidman in Anderson? And then do you remember Anderson Silva? Just what was that?
Why did he do that? Why did Anderson? Why did he do all that?
What, the taunting?
Yeah, isn't that the one he got? He got knocked out by Weidman in that fight, right?
Yeah. He was doing the taunting, I think, because he was trying to get in Weidman's head. It didn't work, and then Weidman actually gauged the distance really well and just dinked right over. And he just announced, Anderson Silva announced that he will not be fighting anymore, I think. And it's about time. I mean, the guy had his run.
He's got to be past it.
He just doesn't have the chin anymore. I think when you, I'm supposed to go to, is it this week or next week? I'm supposed to go to a grappling match. Jesse James is about to come back. He had an injury. He's a local guy. and he was my coach too. He's the one that's gonna help us with the bag work. He's gonna come in. You're gonna like him. He's a good dude. Strong, it's crazy strong. But he's coming back because he had I believe he had like a back problem, and it's all good. He's fine, and now he's gonna have a wrestling match, dude. It is just insane watching this dude just tear people's heads off. You know, I don't like grappling as much. Like I said, I like stand up stuff, but still, I mean, still watching somebody that ruin somebody is kind of fun.
You submit, right?
Yeah. It's what is that called? It's a submission only. So you can't stop unless one of you get choked out, which is good because I don't want to sit there and just kill him already. I used to wrestle on the ground. I used to not go in because I didn't want to do the grappling one. I'd only do stand up, and then the bastard changed the time on me. So he goes, "Oh, hey, you didn't, we're gonna roll on the ground." I'll be like, "Wait, it's stand up," and he'd be like, "No." He goes, "It's stand up this day first, and then rolling," and then he goes, he switched it to rolling so people who came in would stay for rolling. I'd be like, "I'm not doing it. This sucks," and I would just be getting choked out left and right because I suck at it. But it is what it is. Most people wanted to choke me out anyway because I have a bit of a mouth.
You?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, I talk shit even when I'm losing. I don't even care.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it for a fucking second. Yeah, when are you going to bring those gloves in, dude?
I have them in my trunk right now.
All right. Well, I didn't think they were going to say that, so I had nothing for that. Yeah. Yo, when are you going to bring those up? I got my
That was like, it's funny.
I do.
Saying that reminded me of high school.
I don't have anything for that.
They would always just carry around boxing gloves, and we would have massive boxing matches in Wendy's parking lot.
Oh my God,
do you remember those?
Remember that? I was in one. I was in one.
Yeah,
I was in two.
Who'd you box?
I boxed this kid Tyler, and I boxed I boxed Walter too.
Oh,
which didn't go well.
Dude, those matches were just so wild.
Yeah,
it was so wild.
It was wild.
They would go to the middle school sometimes. They would box at the middle school, and we got kicked out of Wendy's.
We Jacksonville Park. We boxed at, and then the one
Jacksonville.
Yeah, or Jackson
Street.
Jackson Street Park, whatever. And then the one by East Pearl. That's the one. That's the one that I boxed at.
East Pearl jumped off.
That was crazy.
It was literally like, meet me at East Pearl.
Dude, do you remember? I remember when cops would roll up and everybody scram. Yeah, and they're like, "Which one was it? The dude wearing the boxing gloves, dummy." Yeah, like, which one of you guys do it? The guy's got boxing gloves on. Torrington PD, Torrington's finest. The dudes are just sitting there. He's, "Which one of you did it?" Like, "Yo, dude, there's a dude with the boxing gloves on, dummy." Yeah, I remember that. That shit was fun. I miss those days, man. I miss those days. But if you think about it, like, that's probably why a lot of people that I talked to back in the day, they're a little slow because they were probably involved in those boxing matches because they were brutal. They were on like YouTube for a minute.
I've seen people get
starched. I seen a kid get folded.
I remember I had a friend who stole. This kid went in the locker room, stole some phones, and while he was going through the phones that he stole, he found a picture of my friend's girlfriend on this phone. He was like, "Yo, bro, why does he have like all her MySpace pictures on his phone?" It was like weird at the time. It wasn't just like he found like the Instagram. He liked a lot of pictures. Like, yeah, you like took these pictures and put them on your phone. Like, this is weird.
That's a little weird.
So then it was just like, "Yeah, I'll see you at East Pro."
Yeah, he's like,
and by the way, you're not getting your phone back.
What?
Yeah, it was funny, man.
That is rough.
But that's how it was settled. You know what I mean? Or like, it wasn't. Nobody was worried about dying. Nobody worried about getting stabbed. Like.
Because I think you're just grittier then. Nowadays, people are like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, I have cringe. There's cringe moments in my life. There's just cringy. And they're stuck in my head. I can't help it. I'm obsessive sometimes. So I just sit up at night. Sometimes that's just shit that goes in my head.
I think.
You know what also goes in my head one time? One time I told this waitress, and people do this all the time. I don't know why it's still stuck in my head. But she goes, she came by, and I was real confident. I was eating, I was everything. And then she goes, "How is the food?" She goes, "How's the food?" And I go, "I'm good. How are you?" And it bothers me to this day. It's cringy.
A lot. Like if they're like, "Hey, enjoy your food," you're like, "You too."
And you're like, "Oh, fucking stupid." Yeah, but like,
enjoy your flight. You too. Fuck.
Dude,
That's not going anywhere.
Dude, that thing I said was 10 years ago. I still think about it to this day.
Or like when I used to get out of an Uber and someone was like, they've told me on the ride, like, I'll be working all night, and they're like, enjoy your night. I'm like, you too. Like,
and you're like, oh man, sorry, you're gonna be driving around drunk girls puking in the back.
You mean just putting miles on your Honda Civic?
On your Honda Civic. Economy, I only do the Uber the Plus or Premium. Ain't nobody picking me up in that Hyundai Elantra. Shit. Dude, I want a freaking Tahoe, baby. No, I'm just kidding. The one time I did do that, I've only done that once.
You ever done an Uber pool?
What's that?
Where you they pick up other people on the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they still do that now? They probably don't do that now.
Right now.
Yeah, but that'd be dope.
I've never done it, but I've heard some funny fucking stories.
It's kind of rough. Imagine if you met your wife doing that. Like, how'd you do that? You're like, Uber pool?
What a fucking... You can make some
That'd
money.
be a dope...
You can make money from Uber. They'd give you that. Be like, we want that for ads all day.
Oh, hell yeah. You'd be like, I met him on Uber pool.
But then it would start like some weird trend of like...
Oh, yeah.
Hey, remember those people met their wife?
It would turn into a glory hole real quick.
I'm just saying, it would turn awkward with people being like, so...
Exactly.
They say in an Uber.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude.
I'm just trying to get the subway.
It would turn into like a truck stop, like people doing sex all the time, and then Ubers would be like, "All right, you guys can't have sex."
I haven't been in enough truck stops to know this type of information,
bro.
I remember one time.
I remember
one time we went to the truck stop right next to the studio, and it was.
That's a truck stop I'm talking about.
Southington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a story about that.
Nice.
Yeah. I used to work right in that plaza.
Yeah.
That where you record music was right. Okay, so where he records, if you go through, I worked there for like 7 years. It's a salon now, but it was a gym. It was a gym.
Funny.
Yeah, that shit was crazy because I couldn't believe when I pulled in. I'm like, oh shit, that's where that was. And he's like, and I asked him, I'm like, this used to be a music place for, like, or just a music teacher was there. And he's like, yeah. I was like, I had to move all the stuff out. I was like, oh, okay. No, last time I went to that truck stop, because the uniform that I had was a blue jumper, like a legit like
one piece,
2 piece, but it was like it was a blue jumper. And I remember I went there, I was at the truck stop, and some dude just steps out and starts speaking Russian to me. He just assumed that I was Russian because of my outfit. I swear to God. I'm pumping gas, and he gets out, and I like look over, and I have the thing fully zipped all the way up. It's blue. It's a very bright blue.
I see what you're
and he just starts, and I'm like, I remember being like, no, thank you. Like
Man,
no.
And
he was like,
put a bomb in your car,
and then just left. I just was like, holy shit. I didn't know actually what was going on, if I was in trouble, but then I went back and I was like, oh, I think he thought that I was like Russian or something because of the way I looked.
Have you seen that thing? It was kind of a couple of years ago. This dude just goes up to people like he's dressed like a CIA agent. Or,
yes.
And he's like, all right, he's wearing all black.
Yeah. Oh, it keeps following him.
I think we have him right now. Yeah, should I detain him? And they like look back and they start running.
It's sketchy, man. Imagine that would freak me out.
I'd bug.
Right now, I mean, it's just like people are so on edge. I mean, I think you just get punched in the face quick. Well, you have the one where the guy just goes up to you and he tries to start a fight, and then he pulls down his pants and he's wearing a thong and he runs after you. Have you seen that?
No,
dude, there's so many times that dude's getting punched in the face. Yeah. Millions and millions of views.
There was that one where the kid had the sign and it was like, you want to be my first kiss? And he like went outside to the like he was outside of a club and the bouncer was sitting out there and he just kind of looked at him and he had like a cup of soup in his hand or something. He's like, I'll give you a kiss. He puckered up and just.
Oh.
He's like, yo, man, it's a prank.
Oh my God.
Or like, they just go to like random places. Like, yo, you got problems, bro? And they're like, yo, who are you?
Oh yeah, that stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then they'll be like, oh no, I mean, or like, it's fucking stupid, bro.
That stuff is crazy. But the ones that'll pull the tears from your eyes, the one, bro. So I start watching this. I was just chilling in my bed. It was like right before I went to bed. The kid puts a blindfold on, and he's got like you can I'm giving free hug. You can hug me if you need it.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that. A lot of people just.
I can't do it, man. I started watching it, and she hugs him. She's like, my dad just died. Yeah. Thank you. I needed this. I was just sitting there, and I'm like, dude. I'm like, this is freaking stupid.
Complete tearjerker, yeah.
Dude, I just can't. I can't deal with that shit. I can't.
I've been real emotional lately.
Me too.
I watched American Barbecue Showdown, and this lady.
How the fuck?
And this
Ian,
lady.
how in the fuck is that?
And this lady Tina won, and I was so happy for
Oh,
Tina.
you cried for Tina.
I did. I shed a little tear because she faced so much adversity, bro.
Oh my god! Shut up.
There were so many meals she got where she didn't know what to do, and she came out on top. Bro. She was, and I was happy for Tina because she doubted herself. But I said, Tina, you're great.
I'm gonna love it. Well,
and I put all my eggs in Tina's basket.
Dude. Okay. Okay. With that being said, there was an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives that got me. The same thing, right? And he's like, we're going to go see Matt at blah, blah, blah. And he has a clam chowder that's out of this world, whatever. And he does this thing. He pulls up. He's got his frosted tips.
Totally slamming clam chowder.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden he goes through, the clam chowder goes through it all, right? And then talks to Matt. Matt's like, it was my grandmother's recipe. She just died like 2 days ago. And you're like, oh, God. And then he's like, and then my dog died. And then he kept like saying like bad things have happened. He goes, so for me to be able to carry on this tradition and blah, blah. And he starts, getting a little teary. I'm crying. Guy Fieri's like, chin's going. I just want to tell you, this is delicious. This is fire. This is banging. But I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm crying on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Yeah.
You're
and then
I'm just kidding.
Same, dude. I don't give a shit. I mean,
I don't know. I
emotional. You're emotional.
I'm
man.
an emotional dude.
I've been pretty tailored up with my emotions, but I do cry at stuff like that. I can't help it. I'm getting older. My eyes are getting older.
But like a lot of them are like sympathetic tears or happy tears. They're never like sad tears. I'm never like so sad.
You're like pumped for them tears. Yeah.
Yeah. I have more happy tears than I do, or just like maybe a sad story will touch you and you just, I don't know. It's not weird. I think a lot of people fight the tears and become calloused, and instead you can, be empathetic and you can make connections with people and understand people a little more and maybe understand yourself a little more. It's like a relief. You ever like that feeling after you cry?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's only up from here.
I think if you cry, you're a bitch.
You can't take my joke from me.
I think if you cry, you're a sissy bitch. No, I'm with you, bud. We will be streaming on more platforms very, very soon. We'll be on all of them, actually. We're going to go kind of full bore. I think we're going to change up some things. You guys will see the changing of the studio. We'll be having a couple more shorts, a couple more videos with me coming out. I have a couple things in the schedule, so it'll be a really, really good time. Thank you all for subscribing, liking, sharing. It's been really good. We've been getting a lot of attention, which feels good. But obviously, make sure the most important thing is go and slam that subscribe button. Because that's the most important.
Slam it.
That's the most important thing. Obviously, we do appreciate it. And thank you all. And is this goodbye?
That's a goodbye.
I think this is goodbye.
I need some food.
Dude, I'm so hungry. Holy shit, I just realized. Yeah, I'll tell you after. Amen. Goodbye, everybody. Everybody have a fan-damn-tastic night. Do your thing.
I'm going to sleep good tonight.
I am too. Bye.